YouTube channel. Good to have you again. Today I want to share my first chemo day experience. First chemo day, not my. I don't like personalizing anything that has to do with chemo because cancer is not mine. Cancer is not me. Okay. So it was on the 29th of August 2019. That morning I was so anxious. There were so many questions on my mind. What do I expect? Was I going to be sick? That I wouldn't walk with my legs again? Would I be carried back home? So many questions on my mind. But eventually we got to the hospital around 7:30 a.m. Myself, my sister, and my friend. So when we got to the hospital, a nurse called us inside a room for counseling. The first thing she said to us was that they like counseling both the patients, the family, and the friends because they have to help the patient recover very well. So she started with encouraging me that there have been so many cases of these people that have gone through this, and today they are living a free, cancer-free life. So many of them, so many people have lived for 10 years, 8 years. So many people, they have celebrated their several years of cancer-free life. So that was the first thing. The second one, she mentioned the possible reactions that I may experience from the chemotherapy. The first was that I was going to lose my hair, and I already knew that one. I knew that one before that day, but I didn't want to believe it. I felt that it won't be the same with everybody, and I will be an exception. My hair won't fall off, you know. But she mentioned this. She actually said that the hair will be just like the skin, like this, that I have to take it down so that I don't have that negative psychological effect when it starts falling off, so that they usually advise their patients to shave it before it starts falling off. Then the next one was that I was going to have I may have skin reaction, dryness of the skin or rashes over all over my body, and I may have nail reaction. You know, that kind of fungal effect on the nails, that I may have it. Diarrhea, that I may have diarrhea, constipation, I may be tired, I may have bone pains, and loss of appetite, dry lips. The food I should avoid, sugary things like sugar additive, that is adding sugar to the meal, that I should avoid it totally. I should avoid processed food and take as natural foods, drinks as natural as possible. Then more of vegetables and fruits, proteins. Okay, so those are the things she advised, and she also told them that my family should help me. Those days that I wouldn't want to get off the bed, they should be there for me, help me do things, and they shouldn't make me angry. They should try as much as possible. The next thing was the vital check. I checked for my oxygen level. The nurse also said that chemo drugs brings down the blood level. So she told me that I was going to take injection 24 hours after the chemo drugs, and that I should eat more of proteins, vegetables, and fruits to boost the red blood cells. So that was all for the counseling. So I did a vital check, that is the check for oxygen level, BP, and the temperature, and they were all okay. So the doctors came around, fixed line for everybody. chemo drugs are usually inside the drip, so it passes through the vein. So they fixed line for everybody. And I was told that they usually come in the morning to fix the line before they go to oncology clinic and radiotherapy clinic, where they will attend to other patients. So everybody have to be with that line till it's their turn for the chemotherapy. The facilities wasn't enough. The bed space there were limited to the number of people that were there for the treatment. So we had to wait for them to finish taking theirs before we go in. So I think the management should see the possibility of arranging the chemo treatment in sections varying their capacity, because it's actually humiliating and have some negative psychological effect on the patient due to the long waiting with lines fixed in their veins. Just the way they want the patients to stay happy, they should on their own support them emotionally, not going against what they advised. So I think they should look into it, because so many people were actually sick, very sick, and they had to wait that long sitting on the chair. They should do something about it. They really have to put this into consideration. It's a suggestion anyway. So while waiting, I noticed most of the people there were elderly people, and the younger people I saw there told me they were there for their mom, their grandmother. So I started feeling bad. I felt that I shouldn't be talking about cancer at this age. I started feeling bad. But then I met a younger lady. I'm sure I'm older than that lady. She was looking so beautiful and very healthy, So it changed my perspective about the chemotherapy, that one could still look beautiful and healthy while receiving chemo treatment. And also that this cancer is not about age. It's not meant for old people alone. Even younger people, teenagers, they have this disease. I heard the story of a young girl of 12 years old who died of breast cancer. So it's not about age. You have to be proactive. You have to keep checking. Like I always say in my videos, that you should develop long positive relationship with your body. Please don't forget to check yourself. So I waited for till 2 p.m. before it was my turn to take the chemo treatment. So it lasted till 12 a.m. So I stood up and I was on my feet, like unlike what I expected, I didn't know it would be like that. It's far from what I thought it would be, though I was dizzy, but not close to what I thought it would be. But then a day, 2 days, 3, I started having the effects: constipation, bone pains, loss of thirst. I was nauseous, and I had body itching. Wow, serious body itching. That was the worst of it all. So that's basically the side effects I heard. So my advice is to those who have been diagnosed of cancer: avoid listening to bad advice. Internet is in 2 ways. You can get authentic and wrong information, so mind what you read on the internet. And mind you, people react differently to chemotherapy, so what you read there may be different from what you may experience. So don't hold on to what you read on the internet, and don't think it's spiritual attack. Do not resort to alternative medicine. It could get worse and you will still go back to the treatment you were running away from, but then it will be in a bad state. Always seek for professional advice, seek for second opinion to be on a safer side. Okay, so at the end of the day, you are going to be fine, just fine. You know, it could have been worse, but God did not allow it. For if He did not allow it, He's going to bring you out of this situation and you will be just fine. So let's loud it. Cancer is not a death sentence. Early detection and treatment is the key to survival. Thank you for viewing. Don't get tired of listening to me. There are things to learn in each episode. Thank you for viewing. Please, if you've not subscribed to my channel, kindly subscribe. God bless you. See you in my next video. Bye.